Hey all, Ryan here from Planetary Lapidary, and welcome to another episode of Slabbin Sundays, where I take rocks and fossils I find on the western shore of Lake Michigan, cut them into slabs so I can use those slabs to make stuff. So this week, the first one we're going to do is this really cool brecciated quartz. I'm not sure if that's could be jasper in there, could just be mudstone, but I'm going to cut into this thing, get some slabs. I'm going to go this way. Try to get, I don't know, at least 3 maybe, hopefully. And then the second one is just another super weird, I'm not 100% sure what it is. It's got all these really bright white pockets with black around it. So I think what I'm gonna do, this side's kind of flat, so I think I'm gonna cut this end off and then try to get a couple slabs out of it this way. So hopefully I can do that, and hopefully there's some of this craziness in there, but we're gonna use the high-tech 10-inch slab saw, thin centered blade. And just remember, if you guys use high-tech tools and you want 10% off your accessories, you can type in planetary in all capital letters when you check out and you'll get 10% off. So, all right, let's get this thing set up and we'll get slabbing. Okay, so through that first one, I got 3 nice slabs right out of the middle. So let's see what we got. Here's the end. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. Definitely brecciated quartz of some kind. Maybe some jasper in there. That's just the end. Let's check out the first slab. Oh, look at that patterning in there with all the really crazy white. Big chunks. Here's the other side. Really cool. I'm gonna be able to get some really cool something out of that. Look at that little micro patterning in there, right there. Really cool. Second slab. Oh, look at that. Crazy. I was not expecting that. I was expecting like a big mudstone bomb in the middle of this thing, but look at that. All the tiny little micro patterns there. How it's brecciated in here. Sweet. I'm so glad I cut this. This is a really cool piece. All right, third slab. Look at that. That is just unbelievable. Look at that. Super weird. Really cool though. And here's the last side. That micro pattern kind of went all the way through. It's kind of like a little micro cold water pocket. You can see right there. I'll have to get a close-up of that at the end. Looks like fire coming up from here. Really cool. And then here's the end, which still has that little micro patterning on it. Really cool, and maybe something right there too. Awesome. So that first one was definitely a stunner. Let's hope that second one's the same way. Okay, so through that second one, so it was kind of an awkward cut, but I did get 2 big slabs out of it. So let's see. Oh, look at that. Wow, that is crazy. I don't know if those are all little, that looks like a little agatized pocket right there. Here, let me zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, a little agatized pocket right there. It almost looks like chert in there, but it's like, I don't even know. This is just the end. Let's hope that some of this came through. So first slab. Oh, look at that. Like, I've seen a really cool chert like that, but that's a little agatized pocket for sure. And that black in there. Here's the other side. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Another little cold water pocket right there, a little micro. So maybe it is like brecciated agate a little bit, brecciated cold water agate. Okay, here's the second slab. Look at that. That is unbelievable. Look at all the little micro pockets there, there. Really cool. Here's the other end. Oh, there's a bigger pocket right there. So yeah, I would call this brachiated agate really cool for sure. And here's the end. Yep, and there's that rest of that big pocket right there. And all this, I'm not sure what that is. Like, it doesn't really have a light come through it at all, but really cool for sure. Definitely 2 for 2 today. So all right, if you like this video, leave a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for some awesome close-ups at the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.